want to say you all get into a helicopter with Frank, and as the helicopter is lifting you off to, you're not entirely sure where yet, Frank kind of starts to, like, he's sitting on his end of the helicopter and everybody's on your end, and it's not really a helicopter, it's more like one of those flying car kind of deals that like higher corpo kind of people have. So it's not like it's so loud you can't hear anything because there's a giant gyro going or anything like that. You're all in it's almost like a flying limo kind of deal where it's a very comfortable ride. And Frank is just kind of sitting there on his chair, and he looks really serious at all of you, and he's just kind of judging all of you for a second, and he goes, okay, if Casper trusts you, then I'll trust you as well. Essentially, what you are all here for is we need new recruits to look over a base called Nautilus Base. It's a very minor position for OTEC to keep, but it is where OTEC keeps its submarine research vehicles, as well as other important machinery for the company. The reason we're sending you new recruits there is that we need higher up recruits to do a different job for us. So we are low on new supply. We essentially need new people to look over something that you may not have any problems with. But this is a good, we understand that you have a deal with Casper where we give you protection and in return you occasionally do jobs for us. So this is a good way to kind of bring you into this. To do this, we, due to the conditions and the environment that you will be protecting, we do require that you have at least a 1-week training session at our training facility for underwater combat and maneuvering. And that's where we're heading now, to the training facility. Does anybody have any questions? Everybody has questions. They always have questions. Okay, you, and I'm going to point to Zed first.
Are we going to be at this facility for an entire week?
The training facility, yes. The place that you are protecting, I believe you are going to be there for 3 days.
Because we do have something else that we do take care of, and I need to make sure that things get taken care of.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. We can have people there to do whatever you need to be done there. And also, you won't be detained 100% at our facility. If for whatever reason you absolutely need to go back to, was it Beacon Apartments? You have the ability to have an escort take you via one of our gyrocopters to get there. And then you had a question, Lux?
Well, now I have 2 questions, actually. The first one is that, so if something needs to get taken care of at the apartments, you're saying that we can send somebody to do that?
Yes, either we can send potentially like an intern of Militech if you don't want to make the journey yourself, or you aren't we aren't holding you hostage and you're not prisoners. If you absolutely deem that one of you needs to go back, we can send you back. Yes.
No, I'm fine sending an intern.
Yeah, we figured it might not be anything that somebody else couldn't handle. Like, we have people who live in apartments. I'm sure they can figure out how to work an apartment.
Boy,
he says from a position of power who clearly owns a mansion.
Right.
So I think what Lux is saying is there's a taco cart that we're gonna need food from.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I wasn't thinking about it. I need my clothes.
You're gonna need taco guy. You're gonna military contract taco guy to join the service. He kind of just like laughs at that as we do like a pan shot of the outside of the vehicle heading to a facility. Unless anybody else had any questions.
I had a second question.
Oh, okay, yes.
You actually haven't told us what the fuck we're doing.
It's you will be well, firstly we'll do the training, but then you will be guarding a facility for 3 days, Nautilus Base.
What kind of facility?
It's a facility that, okay, so Nautilus Base is an interesting facility owned by OTEC because First and foremost, it is a place that OTEC researches underwater machinery like submarines and Evo suits and things like that. They also do other scientific research at this facility. However, this facility is also off the coast of Night City and is contracted out as a party destination. So sometimes rich officials will, have meet and greets there, or like big events will be held there. That's another way OTEC kind of makes money off of this platform. The only kicker is they haven't made money off of this since the Third Corporate War, because I'm sure you all remember the oceans are kind of toxic now because of all the fighting in the waters. So right now it's kind of closed, and especially since last year when all this we're not going to say this aggression from Sino has been seen. We kind of closed down the event to parties because we didn't want to endanger the public.
Really?
We gotta guard a
He just
frat
kind of
house?
tilts his head and smiles. You can tell they closed it more so because they didn't want to be sued by anybody who may have gotten hurt.
Is this a frat house on the ocean? A garden like a frat party house?
He looks a little. No, this is a very serious
So-
social platform.
Wait, if it's closed, why are we guarding it?
Their recent events have proven that Sino and Arasaka have taken some aggression towards OTEC platforms. Might have something to do with those iHag shares that we're trying to get. We don't know. Could be anything. He's covering his ass. And he goes, that means that we don't want to leave anything unprotected. So that's why we require assistance to protect our platforms like this.
Sure. Last question, is pay negotiable?
I think you'll find that we are going to pay you handsomely.
That wasn't what I asked.
That's not what I'm saying either. He just kind of smiles and doesn't say anything. Did anyone else have any questions?
Thanks, buddy.
6 different workarounds to like dodge the question. Well, I mean, what is pay even?
What is money, really?
Surely the
Typical
experience you
corpo
gain on
shit.
this trip will.
This is an unpaid internship.
What
You can put
matters
this
is
on
the
your
taco
resume
intern.
for sure.
Yeah.
We need that taco intern.
I
He's gonna
believe
be
the
paying over
platform,
this, I
due
think.
to its party status in the past, does have a fully furnished kitchen and
No one
bar.
gives a shit. We want the taco guy.
he turns to Zenny. I said bar. What else do you?
Can you ferry in my band? Can we play? If this is a party, we gotta have music.
We can't ferry anyone in who hasn't had the ocean.
This is
training.
One man band it is, or else we're all improvising, I guess. Do you know how to play any music, Jason?
The
I can hit a bucket with some sticks.
That's better than my drummer. My drummer usually hits just the floor or like people. So we don't have drums.
we don't have
We
drums.
can't afford them.
With that, we see the ship kind of land at this OTEC facility. It's this big facility that's overlooking the ocean, and you actually see that they've managed to somehow clear the toxicity from this portion of the bay, overlooking the ocean. So it's this gigantic facility that's a few things tall, and like the ship kind of lands on the bay on this little helipad that stretches out into the ocean a little bit. And he brings you. He starts to kind of walk you into the building. And he goes, "Are there any other questions before I hand you off to your training seminar?"
Yes, but I don't think you'll answer them. Thank you.
Are there donuts?
Yes.
Donuts. I have donuts.
When Lux says that, I give her a little like fist bump. Fuck this guy.
Alrighty, and with that, he kind of gets to you kind of walk through the facility. The facility is gigantic. There's any wall facing the ocean is just made of windows. Like it's kind of a gorgeous view and everything like that. And every room seems grand in comparison. Like you could fit the entirety of Beacon Apartments, it feels like, inside of each one of the rooms in this facility. It definitely feels like you're fish out of water. No, that's not it. We'll get there. It's going to be used appropriately at some point. He leads you to this door, and above the door it says Training Center, and he kind of turns to you and goes, Beacon crew, I want to introduce you to unit OTEC's Team 11. Team 11 is the group that will be training you. They are quite charismatic, and they absolutely know what they talk about. They have been veterans of the company for years, and they know a thing or two about oceans and how to navigate them. With that, I implore you may enter the room and begin your training. And he kind of starts to walk away.
I kick down the door and go
Dude,
in.
he's gonna be looking around.
The place is so big. You've never been in a place as big, Jason. This is like the mini mall, but like 6 of them in just this room.
I will address the group and say, I feel like it's a bit odd that there are 5 of us who are meant to look after something that seems a bit important. 5 people.
I feel like that Choom Casper fucked us.
Is there
Right?
any place I can hack into?
Hack
Like,
into?
Connect into? Well, like connect into.
I mean, if you were to roll like a really, 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 really big stealth check because you're in the middle of a facility where there's a lot of people around, but not really. I want to say
Okay.
not directly near you, at least.
Well, let's see what's behind door number 1.
Okay. You open the door, and inside you actually see a bunch of troops. It's not just going to be you 5. There's a few people there that are now trained. It's not like they only have one base they need to protect. So there's a bunch of more military-looking people, but a couple of them do look like edge runners that are about your caliber. Maybe slightly better, maybe slightly worse. All kind of standing at attention. They're all kind of in, imagine a school gymnasium kind of feel. There's like there's a stage set up, and just kind of like a big standing room for attendees, and everybody kind of looks over at you when you open the door. The more military-esque people keep standing at attention. They aren't talking, they aren't mingling or anything like that. They're all just looking straight at the stage, waiting for apparently this Unit 11 or Team 11. I keep wanting to say Unit 11. I think that's a game company.
I worked there.
Yeah, that's
a
it.
previous company.
Yeah, it's just like that's something. That's not what I mean. But yeah, they're all apparently waiting at Team 11. But then you see different edge runners that maybe aren't so strict in training. They kind of look at you. Some scoff. Some kind of like check you out. Not really sure what to think. Others like look at you and then kind of blush and look away. maybe they might not survive this. Everybody.
Can I look at? I like bump Kells with my elbow and I go, "We gotta find the biggest guy in here and beat the shit out of him."
As
I
you
look
say
around for the
that,
biggest guy in here.
As you say, you gotta punch the biggest guy in here. Suddenly, all the lights turn off, and then like this kind of laser light show kind of goes off, and there's like
That's for
fog
you, Kip.
machines that go off, and through the stage, raised up from the floor, there's a man holding a giant trident, and he's bare-chested. And he's got like long black flowing hair as he like rises out to this like intro music that sounds like a sea shanty, and he stabs his trident into the ground. And he goes, "Listen up, everybody!" And then behind him, like a couple other people just kind of walk out of the stands, and one of them looks super embarrassed. And he goes, "I'm Johnny Neptune, and I'll be your instructor today for ocean warfare." And he kind of like points his trident at a couple of people. Some people actually physically recoil.
I'm gonna just shout "Yar."
Yeah. He goes, "Don't mock me, Sonny." And he kind of walks around the stage looking intimidating. So there's Johnny Neptune, who has introduced himself. He's this kind of big guy. You can tell he's had cosmetic surgery to make himself almost look like not necessarily a fish man, but imagine if Aquaman had a bit more fish features. Like, he has like fins kind of sticking off of his arms. He literally has gills on the side of his neck. And he's got like a 5
Kevin
o'clock
Costner.
shadow. A little bit, yeah. He's got like kind of longer
Waterworld.
ears. The guy literally thinks he's the king of the ocean. Next to him is a bit more of a suave looking dude who looks a bit more like maybe what you were expecting. He's got a black turtleneck with like a kind of belt strapped across him. He looks a bit more serious and military. Next to him is a man who's seems a bit more laid back than the other two. He's got like his skin suit or wetsuit kind of look. He's got that kind of open down to here. And he's just kind of laughing the entire time because he's having a good time of it. And then there's this other kind of Han Solo looking figure that kind of walks up behind him as well as probably the hottest woman you've ever seen in your entire life.
Like collectively, it's
Collectively.
Whoa.
Maybe it's surgery. They go Johnny Neptune just kind of like sits on the edge of the stage, and he's looking at an edge runner that's clearly terrified of him. He's like, "You ever fought on the high seas, young laddie? You ever seen a whale shark that's been modded with tech coming right for you? No, I didn't think so." And he starts poking this guy with and the guy's like,
I lean over to Lux and I say, what is this? What is this?
Are you recording this?
Yes, but
you try to record it and you notice that something is blocking your feed from being able to record.
no. I like tap my face. It would be this side. Which one? Hello. I forget. He's old eyes. No, I'm not. No.
I fucking hate this guy.
I hate everything about it. Everything about this is bad.
As
Everything.
an aside, I lean over to Jason and Kels. I go, "I love this guy."
There are two sides to every coin.
John Neptune stands up on the stage and he slams his trident down and he goes, "I'll be your dive master teacher for today, and I'm gonna teach you the basics of oceanic warfare. Everything that you're gonna come to expect in the next 7 days." And then, I don't know why I just said R. We played a lot of Sea of Thieves. And then he just goes, Today you will begin a basic debriefing of what to expect in the next coming days and what to expect on your missions for OTEC. And then follow that, you'll be having a nice dip in our vats to seal your cyberware from underwater interference or damage. And then one of the guys just kind of pats him on the back and tells him, like, just ease off a little bit, too. It's the easy-go-lucky guy, and he's like, "Never!" And then he just kind of, like, points at the crowd, and he's just like, "With that, we'll be splitting off into teams. And whatever teams you arrived in is what you'll be sectioned off into. Does anybody have any questions?" And he kind of points at the crowd with his trident. "Yeah, yes, you, lassie.
Are we gonna get wetsuits?
You're gonna get wetsuits. You're gonna get sealed from water. You're gonna get weaponry, but you gotta learn how to use it first."
Yeah, that's great. Do we get to choose the color of our wetsuit?
And then the attractive woman kind of leans forward into the microphone, and just goes, "Yes."
Thank you.
It doesn't have to say much. John Neptune just looks like, "You threw off my groove." Any other questions?
No. Say out loud.
That's the spirit.
Right,
With that, I'll be seeing you at your designated times. In whoever has cyberware in their eyes, you get a
My
meeting
head.
notification pop up for your designated time to show up for your day one. your day one briefing. And he goes, "Be seeing ya, mateys," and he turns really dramatically and walks back off into the back of the stage as everyone else just kind of goes, "If you need your meeting assigned to you, I will. I can hand them out here if you don't have cyber tech. Otherwise, we have sent you your meetings. Just look to your team leaders for your meetings." This is the guy that's like more military and everything like that. And I'll be happy to answer any questions if anybody has anything.
My team leader Rick isn't here.
They forgot to take Rick with us.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Is there Rick here? Is there a Rick here?
I mean, he probably would have liked this mission.
He would have been all over this. Rick was all about oceanic warfare.
He was a naval officer.
Yeah, he served in the 3rd Corps War when it got weird.
He didn't used to be a duck.
Yeah, he was a person.
That's the secret.
He's a duck with a chip in his head.
He's never been a duck.
That's the season 3 secret that comes out.
So with that, you have, I want to say, a couple hours to just kind of mingle around the base if you'd like. Otherwise, we can skip directly to day one training. But yeah, no. So you have a little bit of downtime. There's other crews that are around here. They're all kind of chatting up, they're getting excited, getting pumped to. The Johnny Neptune just pumped them so.
I'm pumped. I am pumped. I'm genuinely pumped. I'm ashamed of how pumped I
am. The only thing that I would want to try, I would want to just like walk around this place that we're gonna be in to kind of get an idea of, one, how big it is, and two, try to keep an ear out for anything regarding the the rumor I heard on the news about OTEC doing something potentially like a big old something or other, because you know how people like to talk, or just some hints as to what this actual place is that like people are actually going to be guarding. Just kind of like walking around casually, but also like keeping all of my ears and eyes and everything way open.
Sure. Let's say a roll. Okay. So I want to say you hear a few things that are interesting, especially related to the things you heard on the radio that are supposedly hearsay, thanks to Zuck. And one of them is everybody's really excited that they heard that Morgan Blackhand might be commissioned by OTEC. Lux, you would know Morgan Blackhand because he's the best solo in Night City. So that's an interesting tidbit. Nobody has any official word on if he's here, but there's a lot of people talking about that they heard that rumor. Some people are even seemingly potentially lying, saying they saw him. But like it just sounds like, you know, cool kids trying to be cool kids. Others are talking about, you don't seem to hear anybody else talking about defending Nautilus base, but they are talking about defending different bases. For the same reason that you kind of heard why you're defending your base. You hear that OTEC is gearing up for something big, and they need basically new recruits to protect the lesser targeted bases. So like it's almost like they pulled all the really good people that usually protect those bases to work on this big mission that everybody's talking about, but needed to replace them with something so that if those bases were left undefended, then, you know, somebody would be there to defend it. Doesn't have to necessarily be the best person, just someone. There's bigger targets that Sino might be going after, is what it sounds like. I'm trying to think of anything else that you heard. What were you specifically listening out for?
It was really those things, I think.
From what you gathered, as far as people talking about different bases they're protecting, it seems like it's small groups of people. It doesn't necessarily seem like they're assigning like a huge group of people to one specific base in general. It's like 5 people to just pocket this one, 5 people to back that one up, and kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like based on that, you guys are all just backup. Like none of you are there for like the main thing, whatever the main thing is. Nobody really knows what the main thing is in this room. And with that, does anybody else does anybody else want to do anything in this room? Or just in the downtime between this and whatever day one training is going to be? Somebody walks up to Kells. It's like, you nomad?
Yeah,
You ever seen the ocean?
I have. Yeah, I have.
This is one of the guys that's part of the group that Johnny Neptune was like poking and making fun of the most. So they're like they're young, like they're like maybe 18 or something like that. He's kind of a skinnier guy. So you see the ocean?
Yeah, a couple times.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't think nomads even knew about the oceon.
Yeah, we got some jet skis sometimes. Jet skis are the motorcycles of the sea.
Well, wait, what? Are you one of the like pirate nomads?
No. I mean, I've been on the ocean before, but no.
I had a friend that was a pirate nomad once.
What was their clan?
I don't really know. I only met him briefly, but like, they had a jet ski though. That was pretty cool.
Pirate clans can have pretty cool names. Could be
Yeah.
nice to come up with a fun one.
Do you know any? Maybe if you refresh my memory.
Yeah, the Wet Willies are big in the southern hemisphere.
The southern hemisphere.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Wow, you
Yeah,
really
man.
know people from all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice meeting you.
Yeah.
You ever fought on the ocean before? Are you as new to this as we are?
We used to do jet ski jousting on the weekend sometimes.
Oh, that's crazy. Even
Big
in
lead
before
pipes and
the
just
before the war or after?
after the war.
Oh, that's dangerous. You guys live on the edge.
Yeah.
I think the most dangerous thing I did was one time I stole from a mall cop.
It's boring. You gotta do jet ski jousting, my man.
I mean, I'm getting there. I'm here. Maybe I can.
Step one.
Yeah.
Step one.
We're gonna learn how to do it, man. I don't even know how to swim.
Yeah, I think that was on the itinerary. Yeah.
Well, it's nice meeting you. He kind of runs back off to his group, and somebody like knocks him on the back of the head. He's like, "You gotta be tough."
I like to imagine that at least while Zed was kind of honing in on everything else, they picked up a little bit of that conversation and would come over and say, "Kels, I don't know if I ever asked you where you were from. I think he just kind of showed up."
I mean, I'm originally from here, from Night City.
Well, right, but you haven't been for a while.
Yeah, a couple years.
What sort of things have you been up? What? I must admit, I am not very well versed in the nomad lifestyle or anything like that, and
It involves traveling a lot.
as the name implies.
Huh.
Huh. Didn't think about it that way. What brought you back to the city, though? I mean, did you not like it, or?
No, I love it out there, and I plan to go back sometime. Just had a couple things to take care of around here.
Oh. All right. You seem comfortable in the city now, so I was just curious.
It's, I'm here now. Won't be forever.
All right.
Character building. What's the name of your nomad clan? It's probably pretty fun to make one up, right?
It is the Brink, and the
Oh.
the logo is 4 wheels.
Nice. I was about to say, I don't think I ever asked you what
Yes.
your nomad clan was.
It's like a tricycle
Wait.
with an extra
That's
wheel.
awesome.
Yes, that's amazing.
That's so good.
Let's play, bruh.